Omagyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksurumyutam Dena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namaha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashtya Deshatarine Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jayadvaita Swami Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Shri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Prabhupada Purnamhansa Pariprajaka Ashtottara Satashi Srimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Sridhar Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Sakaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Ki Jai, Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sham Kun Radha Kunigiri Govardhan Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Navadip Dham Ki Jai, Jagannath Puri Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Jamana Mai Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Welcome everyone to our weekly reading of Caitanya Caritamrta. Today is August 26th, 2022 in India, August 25th in America. We're in Adi Leela, chapter 3, the external reasons for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and we're on text 35. My internet connection has some bandwidth issues. If things get rough, you can let us know, and we'll see what we can do. If need be, we'll hand things over. Let's see how things go. And I'm on my phone again, so if there are items in the chat window, I'll need help with that because the phone isn't adequate. All right. Tar Yugavatar Jani Garga Mahashai Krishner Nam Korone Kodiyache Nirnoy. Knowing him, Lord Chaitanya, to be the incarnation for Kali Yuga, Gargamuni, during the naming ceremony of Krishna, predicted his appearance. Asan Varnas Trayo Yasya Grinito Nu Yugang Tanuhu Shuklo Raktas Tata Pita Idanim Krishnatam Gataha. This boy, Krishna, has 3 other colors, white, red, and yellow, as he appears in different ages. Now he has appeared in a transcendental blackish color. Purport, this is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.8.13. Shukla Rakta Pita Varna 18 Duty Satya Treta Kolikale Dharena Shripati. White, red, and yellow. These are the 3 bodily lusters that the Lord, the husband of the goddess of fortune, assumes in the ages of Satya, Treta, and Kali, respectively. Idanim Dvapare Tiho Hoilo Krishna Varna She Shab Shastra Gama Puranera Marma. Now in the Dwapara Yuga, the Lord has descended in a blackish hue. This is the essence of the statements in the Puranas and other Vedic literatures with reference to context. Dwapare Bhagavan Shama Pita Vasa Nijayudaha Srivatsari Pir Ankaischa Lakshanayar Upalakshataha. In the Dwapara Yuga, the personality of Godhead appears in a blackish hue. He is dressed in yellow, he holds his own weapons, and he is decorated with the Kaustupa jewel and marks of Shivans. This is how his symptoms are described. Purport. This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.27, spoken by Saint Kadabhajana, one of the 9 royal mystics who explained to King Nimi the different features of the Lord in different ages. Kali Yuge Yuga Dharma Namera Prachar Tatalagi Pita Barna Chaitanyavatar. The religious practice for the age of Kali is to broadcast the glories of the holy name. Only for this purpose has the Lord, in a yellow color, descended as Lord Chaitanya. Purport. In this age of Kali, the practical system of religion for everyone is the chanting of the name of Godhead. This was introduced in this age by Lord Chaitanya. Bhakti Yoga actually begins with the chanting of the holy name, as confirmed by Madhvacharya in his commentary on the Mundaka Upanishad. He quotes this verse from the Narayana Samhita. Dvarpariyar Janar Vishnu Pancharatraistu Kevalaihe Kalotu Nama Matrena Ujjate Bhagavan Harihi. In the Dwapara Yuga, people should worship Lord Vishnu only by the regulative principles, or Lord Vishnu only by the regulative principles of the Narada Pancharatra and other such authorized books. In the age of Kali, however, people should simply chant the holy names of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Hare Krishna mantra is specifically mentioned in many Upanishads, such as the Kali Santarana Upanishad, where it is said, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Iti Shodashakang Nam, Kali Kol Mishanashanam, Nata Padataropaya, Sarva Vede Shudrishyate. After searching through all the Vedic literature, one cannot find a method of religion more sublime for this age than the chanting of Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirantasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshun Militam Jina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Mayam Rupakada Mayam Dadati Shapadantikam Mandehang Shri Guru Shri Jatapata Kamalang Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Shagrajatam Shahagana Raganatan Vitam Stam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Shahagana Lolita Sri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kam Shana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hori Priye Vanshako Pitarupyascha Kripa Sindho Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Kaviraj Goswami is giving evidence that Lord Krishna has appeared in the Kali Yuga as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhu, have some water. He cites the name-giving ceremony of Lord Krishna, where the sage Garga says that this child appears in the 4 different ages in 4 colors: red, white, yellow color, and black. And the way the argument goes, the white incarnation has already appeared. The red incarnation is known to have appeared. Now Krishna has appeared as the black incarnation. Well, that leaves yellow. The golden incarnation is still to come, as it were, at least at the time of Gargacharya. So so this is some indication of the form of the Lord. The incarnations are identified by their bodily features and their mission. So Kaviraj Goswami is going to argue that by his physical features, starting with his yellow color, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the avatar for Kali Yuga, and that his mission is to spread the Sankirtan movement and the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Any comments or questions so far? There's a hand, Kendra.
Hare Krishna Mars, thank you very much. I was wondering if you had any light to shed on. I've heard that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where Krishna comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not every Kali Yuga, but there is an avatar for each Kali Yuga, who also spreads Yuga Dharma of Harinam Sankirtan. But as far as I know, I've only heard of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as that Yuga avatar for Kali, and I don't know that I've seen any information about other Kali Yuga Dharma Nam Sankirtan avatars anywhere.
Yes, we do hear this. It's there in Chaitanya Caritamrta, as I recall, that in every age there's a yellow incarnation, and in every age he teaches the Yuga Dharma Sankirtan. But in this particular age, he appears as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Similarly, in every Dwapara Yuga, there's a blackish incarnation, but only once in a day of Brahma does Krishna himself appear. So we don't hear really very much about the black incarnation for other ages. We just hear about Krishna, who most recently appeared, and who's, of course, of the most interest to us. So the same with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He appears in the Kali Yuga just after the Dwapara Yuga, in which Krishna himself appears. And in other ages, there's a golden incarnation, but not Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thank you. Thank you, Kendra Prabhu. Anything else? Okay. Oh, Krishna. In accordance with this, well, would someone read that for me, or Vijay Krishna?
Yes, Maharaj, I can read question number 1. In accordance with the age, the process for spiritual elevation changes. Now is Kali Yuga, the most difficult of ages, and the process is very easy to perform. If the process is so easy to perform, why is it that people still find it difficult to chant and to practice? Is it that their diminished intelligence, like Shudra intelligence, makes it more difficult for them to understand that they could be better than animals?
Well, there are different reasons why chant Hare Krishna. Of course, one is they may not have heard Hare Krishna, but assuming they've heard it and they're averse to chanting or reluctant to chant, what reasons might they have? One is, of course, is just stubborn obstinacy. Another is impious activities. We hear, for example, that what was it, Prakashananda Saraswati, it was difficult for him to utter the name of Krishna because he was so committed to impersonalism. So that's a kind of impiety. People may have their sectarian notions also, which is another kind of misfortune. There are various reasons, but our job is to make people fortunate. Let them hear. Prabhupada gave the example, he said one time that you go every day and you chant Hare Krishna, and someone is passing by, he's working nearby, and he thinks, what this nonsense is doing. But Prabhupada said, because every day he's hearing, one day he thinks, this nonsense is nice, let me be nonsense like this also. So in this way, people may be unfortunate, that's the nature of Kali Yuga, Manda Sumanda Mateo, Manda Bhagya. But if they hear the Hare Krishna mantra, if they get the mercy of devotees, then they can also become attractive.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Now let's get the tingle fire again.
We have another hand up.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare
Please accept my obeisances. I was just remembering when you were saying that some sectarian notion prevents people from chanting Hare Krishna. I remember when I was a little girl and I was a Catholic school student, and I think one day in the classroom somebody had a radio and George Harrison's My Sweet Lord came on, and I of course liked the song and singing along, and then I hear them chanting Hare Krishna. And I stopped singing along because I was afraid. I was in Catholic school and I thought, oh, I shouldn't be singing, the name of some other God. So I was afraid to chant Hare Krishna when I was, when I heard it, but I still like the song anyways.
Okay, and here you are.
Here I am.
All right, thank you. Anything else? Tapta Hema Shamakanti Prakanda Shorir Nabameka Jini Kanta Dwani Ye Gambhir. The luster of his expansive body resembles molten gold. The deep sound of his voice conquers the thundering of newly assembled clouds. Dhargya Vistade Je Apanar Hata Chari Hoshta Hoy Maha Purusha Gata. One who measures 4 cubits in height and in breadth by his own hand is celebrated as a great personality. Nyagrodha parimandalohoy tarnam Nyagrodha parimandala tanu chaitana gunatam. Such a person is called Nyagrodha parimandala. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who personifies all good qualities, has the body of Nyagrodha parimandala. Purport: no one other than the Supreme Lord himself, who has engaged the conditioned souls by his own illusory energy, can possess these bodily features. These features certainly indicate an incarnation of Vishnu and no one else. So Kaviraj Goswami has quoted from a text indicating that these are signs of a great personality, or in this case, the greatest personality. Ajanu lambita bhuja kamala lochon tila pula jini nasa sudhangshu vadon. His arms are long enough to reach his knees. His eyes are just like lotus flowers. His nose is like a sesame flower, and his face is as beautiful as the moon. Shantadanta Krishna Bhakti Nishta Parayan Bhakta Vatsal Sushila Sarvabhute Sham. He is peaceful, self-controlled, and fully devoted to the transcendental service of Lord Sri Krishna. He is affectionate toward his devotees. He is gentle, and he is equally disposed toward all living beings. Chandaner Angada Bala Chandan Bhushan Nritya Kale Pari Koren Krishna Sankirtan. He is decorated with sandalwood bangles and armlets and anointed with the pulp of sandalwood. He especially wears these decorations to dance in Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Eshab Gunla Muniva Shampayan Sahasraname Koilotar Nama Karan. Recording all these qualities of Lord Chaitanya, the sage Vaishampayan included his name in the Vishnu Sahasranam. Sri Lila Chaitanera Adi Arshesh Sri Lilai Chari Chari Nama Vishesh. The pastimes of Lord Chaitanya have 2 divisions: the early pastimes, Adi Lila, and the later pastimes, Shesha Lila. He has 4 names in each of these 2 Leelas. We'll find later that Kaviraj Goswami divides the Shesha Lila into 2 portions, Madhya Lila and Antya Lila. But here, Adi and Shesh. Suvarna Varno Hemango Varangas Chandanangadi Sanyasa Krich Chama Shanto Nishta Shanti Pradayanaha. In his early pastimes, he appears as a householder with golden complexion. His limbs are beautiful, and his body, smeared with the pulp of sandalwood, seems like molten gold. In his later pastimes, He accepts the sannyas order, and he is equipoised and peaceful. He is the highest abode of peace and devotion, where he silences the impersonalist non-devotees. It's interesting to see that Prabhupada's purport essentially written in there. He's the abode of peace because he silences the impersonalist non-devotees. The verse just says Shanti Paraya. He's the highest abode of peace. But Prabhupada makes it clear that this peace is not the impersonalist Shanti. It's the peace of being engaged in devotional service and silencing the Mayavadis. This is a verse from the Mahabharata, Dan Dharma, Vishnu Sahasranam Stotra. In his commentary on the Vishnu Sahasranam, called the Namarta Shuddha, Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan, commenting upon this verse, asserts that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, according to the evidence of the Upanishads. He explains that Suvarna Varnaha means a golden complexion. He also, Suvarna means golden. He also quotes the Vedic injunction, Yada Pashyate Rukma Varnam Kartaram Isham Purusham Brahmayoni. Mundaka Upanishad 3:1-3. Rukma Varnam Kartaram Isham refers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead as having a complexion the color of molten gold. Purusham means the Supreme Lord, and Brahmayonim indicates that he is also the Supreme Brahma. This evidence too proves that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Another meaning of the description of the Lord as having a golden hue is that Lord Chaitanya's personality is as fascinating as gold is attractive. Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan has explained that the word Varanga means exquisitely beautiful. Lord Chaitanya accepted sannyas, leaving aside his householder life to preach his mission. He has equanimity in different senses. First, he describes the confidential truth of the personality of Godhead. And second, he satisfies everyone by knowledge and attachment to Krishna. He is peaceful because he renounces all topics not related to the service of Krishna. Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan has explained that the word nishtha indicates his being rigidly fixed in chanting the holy name of Sri Krishna. Lord Chaitanya subdued all disturbing opponents of devotional service, especially the monists, who are actually averse to the personal feature of the Supreme Lord. So there again, Srila Prabhupada reproduces this comment on what it means that Lord Chaitanya was peaceful. So again, Kaviraj Goswami is citing evidence of Lord Chaitanya's divinity and is unpacking that evidence for us. And later acharyas like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur are further unpacking or the evidence or elaborating on points made. Anything here? Yes, Tulsi Priya, is that a new hand?
Yes, Maharaj, thank you. So I think that I have always had some difficulty with this kind of evidence of divinity, probably due to my background. What I guess the specific thing is that I don't understand how or why certain types of bodily features are evidence of divinity as opposed to doing something like miracles, something that exhibits a kind of power that is beyond human capability. And second of all, I'm wondering how to understand the description of the Lord, let's say, as having a complexion like molten gold. I'm taking that metaphorically because when we see paintings of the Lord, he's not literally glowing red hot like molten gold. And but I'm just wondering, because within the range of human complexions, how different was he from everyone else that his complexion is a feature of his divinity? And if so, I guess that would be considered a kind of superpower if he looked drastically different from everyone else. But at least the way he's depicted, according to Prabhupada's directions, he looks certainly beautiful and exquisite, but he doesn't look like, an alien being, different from, non-human or anything like that. So, is it an effulgence that he's giving off, or I'm just trying to understand how to, I can't really imagine anything other than what's in the paintings, but it seems like the written descriptions go beyond what's in the paintings.
The Prabhupada, in one talk I remember at Second Avenue, said that Lord Chaitanya had a fair complexion. I'm thinking of sometimes you meet, especially South Indian Brahmins, Keralite Brahmins, who have very fair complexion. They're very fair complexion. There's someone I'm thinking of that I met at Krishna Balaram Mandir one time. It was remember Ramanuja. Yes, he was a Ramanujite Brahmin. I remember him because he was so appreciative of Srila Prabhupada, what Srila Prabhupada had done. He was like ecstatically appreciative, but his complexion was very fair. Amongst Indian complexions, you can go from very dark to very fair, and the Prabhupada said that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a fair complexion, and Baladev Vijayabhushan says, as fascinating as molten gold. He puts it that way. I don't have more explicitly about what color he would have been, but that's what Prabhupada said. The Panchatattva has put up a quotation there. You want to just read that for us, or Panchatattva speaking?
Sure, Gurudev. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is specifically mentioned here as being Gora, or of fair complexion. Krishna is generally known to be blackish, but when he is absorbed in the thought of the gopis, who are all of fair complexion. Oh gosh, no, I lost it. This is sorry. But when he is absorbed in the thought of the gopis, who are all of fair complexion, Krishna himself also becomes fair. See Srimad Lila, chapter 2, text 1, excerpt from purport.
So fair complexion. As far as why the Shastras mention these things, of course, sometimes we'd really notice the bodily features, like when he's a fish, when he's a boar, when he's half lion, half man. Then certainly these are identifying features. When he appears as Krishna, when he appears as Ram, when he appears as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then the features are not so, what's the word? Well, we would say far out. They're not so unusual, as so distinctively unusual as half lion, half man, but they're still worthy of noting. We identify people this way. If I said, deliver this message to like Gopinathacharya, for example, our scholar in Oxford, I might say, you'll recognize him, he's very tall. Gopinathacharya is like a very tall person. So we distinguish people this way: very tall, very short, heavy, good looking, whatever. So the personality of Godhead is also identified in different ages with different features. And so these features are pointed out as one of the two ways of identifying an avatar of the Lord.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anything? Oh, then I saw there was something from Vijay Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj. Question number 2. Text 49, Tulasi Priya Dasi Mataji. Is it okay now, my voice?
Yes, it's better. It's a little bit distorted still, but it's better.
Might be a little too close to the microphone.
Sorry, Maharaj?
You might be a little too close to your microphone.
Yes. Okay, I moved it.
Now you're much better.
Yes. Thank you, Maharaj. Question number 2, text 49 says that Lord Chaitanya is equipoised. So my question is, equipoised in what sense?
He's equally disposed to everyone. Elsewhere in Chaitanya Caritamrta, we find he didn't care who was rich, who was poor, who was deserving, who was undeserving. He just gave Krishna consciousness to everyone. So that makes him equipoised.
Yes, Maharaj. And question number 3, why is it that for me to be peaceful, I need to be personalistic and Krishna conscious?
Well, if you try to be, what is that? Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami, Sakala Ashanta, Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Deva Shanta. The wanting to be one with the Supreme is another kind of desire. And desire makes us restless rather than peaceful. If we want sense gratification, then we become restless. If we want liberation, we become restless. If we want mystic powers, we're restless. The mind is restless. When will I get these powers? So because of my desires, there's ashant, no peace. But Krishna Bhakta Nishkam, Prashanta Nishesha Manoratantara, Kadaha Mai Kantaka Nitya Kinkara, Praharshiyashyami, Vantame Vanacharani. The King Kulashekar is praying, when will I be engaged in devotional service without deviation? Bhavantame Vanuchunandinantara Prashanta Nishesha Manoratantara. Prashanta Nishesha Manoratantara. Manoratantara means the business of the chariot of the mind. Always running here and there, always running here. Now it would be cars, you know, we're always gotta go, and we're racing off somewhere in our cars. So the mind is even faster, and it's moving this way and that way, always disturbed. Mandabhagya upadritaha, especially in Kali Yuga, always disturbed. And with electronic media, the mind becomes more disturbed and more quick to run this way and that way. But so Kulashekar Maharaj says, Prashanta Nishesha Manoratanta. Nishesha means, when will I be done with it? When will I be done with this racing around on the chariot of the mind? Tadaha my kantaka nityal kinkara. When will I think of myself as your eternal servant? Praharshi Shyami Sanatati. Then I'll be completely happy, because I'll be at the lotus feet of my eternal master. The street dog can't be peaceful. It's always being chased by kids, or rocks being thrown at it, especially in India. You know, the dogs are not adored as in the West. So kids are throwing rocks at it, or it's fighting with other dogs, or it's distracted by female dogs, or there's so many ways. The dog is miserable. But when the dog has a nice master, then the dog is very happy. He's getting regular food. He has a nice place to stay. None of the kids will give him a hard time. He can be brave and bark at everyone because he has a master. So the dog becomes peaceful, or the child becomes peaceful on the lap of the mother. Prabhupada gave the example. So many other people may take the child on their lap. When the child is on the mother's lap, then yes, now the child is happy. So when we're situated in devotional service, then our minds can be happy and peaceful. Otherwise, not even in Mukti Kama.
Yes, Maharaj, thank you very much. Wonderful answer to my question. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All right, shall we move forward?
There's a question from Murari Gupta Prabhu in the chat. I can read it. He says, Hare Krishna Maharaj, did Mahaprabhu's appearance fit with his age by material calculation, or did he appear younger than he was, like Krishna?
I don't have a reference on that. Of course, when he's a child, he's appearing like a child. And he was only on earth, 42 years. So he doesn't become very old. Beyond that, I don't hear anything. I don't have a reference for you. Okay. Yaktokori Bhagavate Kohe Bar Kali Yuge Dharma Nama Sankirtana Shar. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is repeatedly and clearly said that the essence of religion in the age of Kali is the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Iti dvapara urvisha stuvanti jagadisharam nana tantra vitanena kalavapi yatashranu. O king, in this way, people in Dwapara Yuga worshipped the Lord of the universe. In Kali Yuga, they also worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the regulations of the revealed scriptures. Kindly now hear of that from me. Purport. This verse is spoken by Saint Caritamrta in Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.31. Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam Shangopangastra Parshadam Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar Vijanti Isumeda Saha. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Purport. This text is from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32. And this, of course, is a major text for evidence that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Jiva Goswami has explained this verse in his commentary on the Bhagavatam, known as the Kramasandarbha, wherein he says that Lord Krishna also appears with a golden complexion. That golden Lord Krishna is Lord Chaitanya, who is worshipped by intelligent men in this age. That is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam by Gargamuni, who said that although the child Krishna was blackish, he also appears in three other colors: red, white, and yellow. He exhibited his white and red complexions in the Satya and Treta ages, respectively. He did not exhibit the remaining color, yellow gold, until he appeared as Lord Chaitanya, who is known as Gauda Hari. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that Krishna Varnam means Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Varna and Krishna Chaitanya are equivalent. The name Krishna appears with both Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Krishna. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he always engages in describing Krishna and thus enjoying transcendental bliss by chanting and remembering his name and form. Lord Krishna himself appears as Lord Chaitanya to preach the highest gospel. And we'll find in the in Chaitanya Caritamrta elsewhere that this Krishna Varna meaning can be taken in different ways. He's in the Krishna category, that's one meaning of Varna, and he always chants the syllables Krishna. That's again Krishna Varna. And Varna, I believe, can also be taken as color. Lord Chaitanya always chants the holy name of Krishna and describes it also. And because he is Krishna himself, whoever meets him will automatically chant the holy name of Krishna and later describe it to others. He injects one with transcendental Krishna consciousness, which merges the chanter in transcendental bliss. In all respects, therefore, he appears before everyone as Krishna, either by personality or by sound. Simply by seeing Lord Chaitanya, one at once remembers Lord Krishna. One may therefore accept him as Vishnu Tattva. In other words, Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna himself. Sangopangastra Parshadam further indicates that Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna. His body is always decorated with ornaments of sandalwood and with sandalwood paste. By his super excellent beauty, he subdues all the people of the age. In other descents, the Lord sometimes used weapons to defeat the demoniac. But in this age, the Lord subdues them with his all-attractive feature as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that his beauty is his astra, or weapon, to subdue the demons. Because he is all-attractive, it is to be understood that all the demigods lived with him as his companions. His acts were uncommon, and his associates wonderful. When he propagated the Sankirtan movement, he attracted many great scholars and acharyas, especially in Bengal and Orissa. Lord Chaitanya is always accompanied by his best associates, like Lord Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, and Srivas. Srila Jiva Goswami cites a verse from the Vedic literature, which says that there's no necessity of performing sacrificial demonstrations or ceremonial functions. He comments that instead of engaging in such external pompous exhibitions, all people, regardless of caste, color, or creed, can assemble together and chant Hare Krishna to worship Lord Chaitanya. Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam indicates that prominence should be given to the name of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya taught Krishna consciousness and chanted the name of Krishna. Therefore, to worship Lord Chaitanya, everyone should together chant the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. To propagate worship in churches, temples, or mosques is not possible because people have lost interest in that. But anywhere and everywhere, people can perform the highest activity and fulfill the highest religious purpose of satisfying the Supreme Lord. Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, a famous disciple of Lord Chaitanya, said, "The principle of transcendental devotional service having been lost, Sri Krishna Chaitanya has appeared in order to deliver again the process of devotion. He is so kind that he is distributing love of Krishna. Everyone should be attracted more and more to his lotus feet, as humming bees are attracted to a lotus flower. Akalan nashtan bhakti yogam nijam yat pradushkartum Krishna Chaitanya nama avirbhutas tasya padara vinde gadham gadham liyatam chitta bringa." So we've come to the end of our time for today. and we can stop here and have some of the aforementioned Hare Krishna Kirtan. Does someone like to lead?
Hey, Apurva Prabhu, are you there? Would you like to lead?
Yes, I will.
Hi.
As I said,
Hi.
I'll be right there. David and Cartos, we've been asked to lead. Okay? How to go? Okay. We're gonna get Cartos soon. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Om Shribad Panamansa Pariprajakarja Ashtotar Satri Shrimad A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Shakaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Vivasadi Gaur Bhakta Ki Jai Sri Sri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sham Kund Radha Kunikiri Govardhan Ki Jai Vrindavan Tham Ki Jai Navdeep Tham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Ki Jai Kangamani Ki Jai Jamunamani Ki Jai Tulsi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you, Apurva and Kamalini. And thank you to all for taking part.
Thank you, Maharaj. Your mercy.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Shara.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Hey, thank you, Panchatattva. Thank you.
Thank you, Gurudev.
Lakshmi.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hardo.
Zero. Govanananda.
Come back, come back. Where'd you go?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Kantiya. Again, thank you. And we'll carry on tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki jai.
Jai.
Gorvande.
Hari Hari Bol.
Haribol.
He said, yeah, tomorrow. So we'll continue tomorrow.